Hello, everyone. We are live.
Then we are live. Hi guys, welcome to Le Salon de la Music's Meet the Artist series, our weekly event. And today we have a special guest, our dear friend Daria Davidova, an amazing Russian soprano. And then, no, really, you are amazing. I was listening to your recordings. And really, I was really impressed. But we will discuss about this topic during our live chat. And
This is
then,
the second.
what's
Yeah.
happening? Oh my gosh. I don't know
you
what's
have.
happening with my light. I have like strobe effect.
Wow. It's a Friday, disco time.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, we're right. Okay, now it's fine. Oh gosh.
So
what's
this is
up?
the second interview that we are at Le Salon de la Musique with Daria. We had one during the pandemic.
Yes.
Long time. Oh my
Long
god.
time.
And then
Okay.
this is the second one. And then let's talk a little bit about our dear friend Daria. I will read something about you so our friend will know you more. Then Daria is an amazing and accomplished opera singer known for her powerful soprano voice. She received her education from prestigious institutions, including the Tchaikovsky Moscow State Conservatory and the Moscow State Linguistic University. Her remarkable debut at the Bolshoi Theater was solidified her place as a young and talented soprano in the classical music world. She was performing with numerous orchestras around the world, such as the Novaya Russia. Daria has also served as an opera soloist at the Stanislavski and Nemirovich Danchenko Moscow Academic Music Theater, and has performed with various renowned artists. And I know also that you were exploring a lot also in the jazz field too.
That's true.
And then, guys, let's give a warm welcome to Daria.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Hi,
dear friend.
Ivan.
Hi, Ivan.
Oh, hello.
How are you, Ivan?
Alex.
Hello, Alex, our
Hello.
closest friend. Okay, then, Daria, let's start. Can you tell us more about your education and how it prepared you for your career in opera?
I'll try to go briefly to the point, because as we all know, it's always about a long way to become a professional musician, and actually it's a lifetime path. I mean, the more you learn, the more you understand that you still have to.
Yeah, it's a never-ending process.
Yeah, and that's actually a big advantage of it, because you grow permanently, especially if you are developing your career in the right field, and if you love what you do, because actually that's the main idea of all of it. It's to be doing what you adore and what you cannot live without.
Yeah, exactly. What a fortune. We are very lucky to create our passion as our mission and as our job. Then we are an extremely lucky, range of people,
I know, and I think that actually this word passion here is a combination of something that passionates you, right? But in the very positive sense of this word, because it's something not tempting, but what gives you the growth, the ability to develop yourself permanently, and to be always very much motivated to continue to live, to be waking up tomorrow.
Yeah, this is so important, really, to have this strong motivation during your journey, and fight for this motivation, right?
Well, in some way, yeah, it's about your building.
Yeah,
more constructive vocabulary. I mean, yeah. So speaking about process of this musical self realization, let's say so, I started as a pianist in a very good school, by the way, and the first master, first big guru of music world that gave me like a very determined advice was a well-known professor in the piano field. Her name was Irina Sergeyevna Radzevich. She was the teacher of Boris Berezovsky, of Emil Gilles, so of many big names
Yeah, I know.
piano sphere. So she was the one who told me, well, I see you have an absolute ear, and that actually and she told me, I'm happy to take you on as a student, and I'll give you classes for free. That's what she told me, that when I was 5 years old, and it was a big sensation for my parents, and a big chance. So I was her student for some time, but then my parents moved out from Moscow just for a year, and I had to stop my classes with Irina Sergeyevna, which was a huge huge pity for me.
Yeah, what a pity. Yeah.
That was pity. And I just continued in a more normal musical school. And after one more year, then I moved to another musical school, Chopin school, which is also very well known in Moscow. The school with college afterwards. Moscow school, quite a big and now prestigious institution too, where I was a pianist. So I had all the let's say advantages and disadvantages of being a pianist, because as many of us, I hated playing hours and hours, but at the same time, I couldn't imagine my life without music after a while, because it's so fascinating and it's so carrying away. And so anyway, this piano background was the first one, and I think one of the most important one. And
I think it can help you a lot also as a singer, no?
Yes, of course. It helps, I think, for just being a very independent musician. Whatever you play, whatever you study, in your repertoire, you can easily read the scores and accompany yourself if needed. So yes, of course, it's very important. And by the way, I think playing the piano, even if you are an instrumentalist of any kind, it's just an additional vision of music, which helps a lot to develop your brain, to feel yourself also as an accompanying side, so you can a leading instrumental or voice, and it's just very good for your musical vision, let's say so.
Yeah, for your comprehension of the big picture. I think this is an incredible booster. Like you can read your partner's mind when you are. Yeah, exactly. This is fantastic. I think also it can be very enriching, because you can understand the whole picture of the piece that you are performing. Then all the harmonies, all this kind of aspect. I think that they can be more clear. Having this kind of background. Yeah, this is amazing. I think it's like a superpower. No.
Well said. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, this superpower for me was not accessible in all this powerful sense, because I found myself quite a lazy pianist, let's be honest. And for me, it was too annoying to spend hours and hours playing the same thing and studying the technique,
Yeah.
which is of course needed. So they said that probably I had a good sound. I mean, probably bring some melodies and
Yeah.
well, this kind of stuff. But all that was about well, rapid and just physics.
Okay. Okay.
Pianism, for me, it was well,
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
not my cup of tea. Let's say
I
so.
got it. And tell us more about your shift. I think this is a huge shift. How and which moment you decide to be a singer?
Well, it was not the shift of one day. It was also a process, and I would say that we had a very good music school in terms of choir, ensemble, and everything connected to singing. So, well, generally, I was having this vocal classes, not the professional one, but still the ability to sing the partitions and different interesting extracts from some even operas or whatever. I remember I was like 10 years old, and we made the Pergolesi Stabat Mater.
Stabat Mater.
We were kids, and anyway, I think probably the partitions were a little bit low down. I mean,
like easier.
Yeah, maybe the key was a little lower, not to just to break your voice. So the thing is, just was to read this kind and this kind of complicated partitions, the kid, and maintain to lead your parts in ensemble with the other ones. And that's always about some practice and some necessary practice for the upcoming professional career.
This is really impressive, this strong impact for kids,
Yeah, a very, very good one, a positive and really very necessary.
Yeah,
it's challenging. That's true. And by the way, from the very early age, we had this chance. I think it is a chance for a kid to sing in front of the big audience in such halls like Bolshoi Great Hall of Moscow Conservatory or Gnesin Hall, or at those times. Then we had the Moscow House of Music that was open around 2003, I think, because I remember it was like the first year of opening of this new hall, and we already had the chance to appear and to make some music. And so by this, I already knew that what it is like to sing in front of a very big audience. And for me, feeling it was something amazing.
Wow. Then it's something that amazed you, like you felt overwhelmed, like wow, I want to do this,
Maybe at those times I didn't understand that probably I will do this as my work for the rest of the year, because I had no idea what it is like to be an opera singer or any professional singer at all. But what I felt at the moment, that it is exciting, frightening, but exciting. So meaning that well, it was scary to go to a new place and to make your role. I mean, to do your job, to sing some new piece, and not to forget the words. And to make your way, and to follow the advice of your professor and everything, because we are kind of perfectionists sometimes, and we want to do the best, and sometimes we lose a little bit, and we're being on the stage we can be even kind of sad, and still we need to get the show continuing. So it's frightening. It's a big responsibility that you feel, but deep inside you like it, because it's like the moment when you know that you're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Daria, we have a question from Ivan. I would like to also ask you a question. So I tell you first the question from Ivan here. Say, who inspired you the most? This is the first question. The second question I want to ask is related to your education. What is the most important skill you have had to learn to develop your career that is not taught in conservatories and that is not taught in music schools?
Yeah, we will talk about this. It's a very good question. And just to be back to the inspiring personalities in my life, well, I think that most inspiring artists for me, speaking about singers, were firstly Maria Callas.
Wow.
Because she was just the diva of divas. Exactly. And I think at those times we were very much obsessed about Montserrat Caballé. Because she was always somehow played on the radio, showed on TV and everything. And I liked her voice a lot. And when I was a little girl of like 10 years old or 15 years old, I knew all the recordings of these two artists. And I should say that probably I knew by heart all the melodies of all the opera arias they did, just because I liked them so much, and the timbre of the voices. And then I, of course, we had this access to internet, which gave a lot of beautiful possibilities to discover different recordings, some concert shows live, and so to explore more about your favorite artists. So that's what I did. And of course, cannot but say that I was so much so much inspired by Pavarotti. Sorry, I was just don't worry. So much back to my I think positive memories that it's just taking your breath away as they. So Pavarotti, 3 tenors, all these beautiful projects. In addition, I think I was always much excited by some demi-genres and semi-genres.
This is very interesting.
Yes, I mean, I'm saying what was very, very great for me, that was to discover not only the pure academic style, like opera or chamber music and the singers that worked in that field, but also this beauty of classical crossover. And of course, here I come again with Sarah Brightman, with Andrea Bocelli, or with great singers of all the epochs, of course. But that epoch, it was also a very revolutionary project, because it was something never done before, when this classical crossover just appeared. And then, let's say, just I was very open to this kind of music too.
Yeah, you were prepared.
Well, I just liked that there were professionals in our classical music world that managed to combine the beauty of the melody and the professionalism of academic let's say, the traditions of academic music with the beauty of a more modern style and format.
Yeah, exactly. More easy listening format.
Something like that. Yeah. Which doesn't mean that you stop listening to classical music or you go completely in the direction of other genres. No, it's just a different side, which is also very rich, very interesting, amusing, amazing, whatever. It is just something that you discover, and it brings you new ideas,
new inputs. And I agree 100%. I'm really a big fan of hybrid genres. Then really this kind of topics and inputs really excite me a lot. I like very much when also classical artists can have the bravery to pursue this kind of project, because most of the time you can remain stuck, in academic cages, this kind of topic that we know very well.
It's always a very inconvenient talk because, well, it's just the message that we're not justifying and we're not judging anyone for choosing their field, but I personally think that all these fields are amazing. And the better musician you probably become, because just your world is wider. It's just like when you read more of different books of different authors of the world, or you travel around all the world, the more probably rich person you become.
Exactly.
Just something about this. Sorry?
Enriching yourself.
Yeah. And so speaking about this enriching moment connected to different genres. So when I was just a young girl, I was opened, well, essentially, I mean, normally, easily, naturally to every beautiful melody or subject that came up to my, I don't know, to just was played by the radio or whatever. And then, again, being back to the internet, you have just the access to all the world, and then you explore and explore and explore.
Yeah, I think this is a crucial point, let's say, in a artist's life. I mean, music, art in general is, in my opinion, equal to freedom. Then, freedom is a non-negotiable, I think. And living in situations in which the system close you in rigid structures can be very, upsetting, or can have a huge impact on your development, I think. And for example, in my experience, as you said, I always felt that I was attracted to every music genre. I mean, I was choosing my music in relation to the quality of music, not in relation of the genre. But my academic path, my academic journey, let's say, in some periods could restrict my vision, and then it's something that I had to relearn to expand my vision one more time. Did you have a similar experience?
Yes, I think I faced this reality of being in some way even forced to follow a very, very common path, or probably something like that. But I'm quite a rebellious person, I should say, which has a double side effect too. But I mean, well, I think that the importance for any artist, and it's my personal message to everyone who is listening to us now, is that I think the most important thing is to listen to your heart, listen to your nature, and then the good environment and your real wish will create your future, because it's always this double side thing. It's about your real wish, your feeling, and your deep desire to do something in particular, or not to do something in particular, because it's always something that we happen to feel, and it's not necessary to do something you are taught to. Even if we speak about some academic school, but anyway, it's about us to find yourself in this very big variety of art, and the art of music, of course.
Exactly. It's
sorry. I agree 100% with you, 200, 1,000% with you. Everyone has to listen to his heart, try to find yourself in the music. But there is one very big problem. The educational system doesn't give you the tools, and doesn't you don't have the skills to make your dreams come true. So the question is how you learn, for example, how to use technology. Can you talk about how you use social media to connect with your fans and promote your performances? All these things are not taught in universities, in music colleges, in schools, but nowadays are super important, equally important, like, for example, harmony, solfeggio, or history. Everything you have to know how to deliver your product to the customer. You learn how to make burgers, but you don't know how to sell them. That's the, I'll say, a metaphor. And as a musician, we always focus how to make the best burger. So we practice all the time at home, but we don't think how to deliver this burger to the customer. And so we say, oh my God, nobody buys my burgers. My burgers are so good. And how is possible nobody buys them? So there are thousands and thousands of musicians starving because they don't know how to live in this digital era. They don't know how to sell their products, their music. We sell emotions. We are musicians. It's the same thing like selling, pizzas, let's say. Why do you go to, I don't know, to eat some American pizza? Because you are hungry. But why do you go to Naples to eat the Napolitan pizza? Not because you're hungry, but because you want to feel a particular emotion in eating that pizza, in the air of Italy, the ingredients, the people that are sitting near you. For example, there is
family.
You know what I'm talking about. So you look not for a pizza, but you look for an emotions. Why do you go to listen to classical music? Because you want to you had a very difficult day. You want to find some peace and listening to opera. Have your moment listening to Bach music. Why do you go to listen to music? Because you are looking for emotions, and we have to give to the customers what they want. So, but we don't know how to do it. You personally, I know you're very active in social media. How did you learn how to use social media, for example?
Well, it's a very, very big subject, and it can turn into a more global direction from the education from the side of educative system, for example, because let's say I finished conservatory. I graduated from Moscow Conservatory at 2015, which was 8 years ago, and we can say it's a lot, but at the same, it's just a little. And even at the moment when I was finishing it, I had this feeling that I need to know much more about what's happening and how to behave, having all that I got from our great teachers. We really have the masters that provide their students with beautiful, with everything, with technique, with knowledge, with how to do, or how French people say, savoir faire, faire savoir.
Yeah.
But then, it comes again to this very, very strong question, by the way, and sometimes even the crucial, dramatic moment of your life when you understand that you are a product in some way, and you need to know at least not 1, 2, or 3, or many, many different options, or you can even build up your option as a product, or as a businessman who creates your own product, and you need to know how to sell it, how to deliver it to the attention of the audience or the public. So, I'll tell you that even at those times, 10 years ago, I was not the only one who stood that we miss a lot of things, because I remember very well we had this digital class, or we said we called it like how it was called, something like computer class, probably. Well, computer class, which means that we were supposed to know how to write down the scores in different programs like Sibelius or something like that. And
Sibelius,
oh my God.
And practically that was it.
No, this is really.
Yeah.
So
this is the point,
And then you just understand that all the rest of what you have to do, because it's about you to do, either you have someone who will help you about, who will just upload all your videos on YouTube, or create the accounts everywhere where it's needed. Either it's up to you to go and to discover and to just explore a completely unknown and scary world of this digital life, which is an obligation for us.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Daria, as you said, you can hire somebody that might help you in uploading your videos, doing the editing things. But the problem is, it's not just creating a video and upload it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever you want. It's the mindset that has to change, because nowadays many musicians don't understand that being on social media and being active and produce content every day in a massive amount of content is part of the job, is part of your profession. Nowadays you cannot ignore this aspect, otherwise you will be wiped out. So for example, Daria, this is another question I want to ask. Is very, very particular. Nowadays we are in a moment that the world is changing, and it's changing. There is a kind of earthquake. It's changing technology. There are these pandemic things. The world is completely going crazy. How do you stay updated with the technology that is developing so fast, can change in minutes, and you must be updated. Let's say you must adapt yourself to these changes. And I can say that this is a more a spiritual skill than let's say a practical thing to do. So there is something in our mind, in our spirit, in our heart that has to change. Exactly.
Well, I understand very well that the world is really changing now, and it's a global change, which is just at the beginning of this change,
Yeah.
I believe. And I'm sure that just in the future, in the very near future, like in a couple of years, uh, we will just face quite even a bigger changement of our sphere too. So we just need to be very updated, every day. For example, when we speak about the other side, the double side of our careers, I mean, not about our life career, but about our internet side.
Our virtual career.
Yeah, our avatar that exists, and that can be sold, can be somehow found. We just need to be very much aware about all the platforms where we have to be presented and properly, and to always to be in touch with the present day,
Yeah.
not to lose a lot of
Yeah.
things that are coming and coming and coming. It's a very big thing to do, by the way. It can take a lot of your time, and I'm sure that it takes a lot of time from all of people who are making efforts and who really work on hard to be presented everywhere. But just inevitable thing.
Yeah, exactly.
However, now it's simplified sometimes from the side of streaming, for example. So if we publish a song or a piece, a new composition, or an album, we just deliver it through some company, and then released everywhere. And so just you have to make sure that everywhere on Spotify or iTunes or everywhere else, your profile is prepared properly, and so the music arrives regularly, and so your audience is growing, and people can continue listening to what you are uploading, what you are creating, and this is a very good tool for us, for the musician, and so we can just be seen by more and more people.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know anything about, for example, virtual reality?
Yes, I do, because I even worked on a project with one of my colleagues who made a film of virtual reality format, which was presented at the Modern Contemporary exhibition. And so I was about to take part as a singer in this sense.
This is really the new future. It's not about the web 2.0 like social media. The new future is, all the immersive technologies, etc., etc., etc. The list goes on. And, it's a future that is coming very fast. And I want to ask you if you have... sorry.
Antonio, just a second. I want to tell you one thing about the virtual reality. We said before the world is changing. But do you know that there is, for example, one program that is called the Maestro VR, that actually you can conduct your Requiem by Verdi by yourself. Now I would like to try to share the um, the video, the screen, so we see just a second what is about. Let me see. And I want to talk with you about the what can happen in the future. Maybe one day, because maybe you don't have your orchestra,
virtual opera,
you will have your online concert with your orchestra. Actually, it's pretty impressive. You can do basically almost everything during the online conducting. It's
Let
me try to see if I can share, hoping that Facebook or YouTube will not ban because of the copyright things. Just a second. Let me see. Anyway, can you see here what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. Okay. I hope that also the audio. Can you see that? Can you listen to the audio?
Yeah.
So let's go to see here. That's absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
So do you see, guys, what is happening? And while you stay practicing on the piano, whatever you do at home, the world is changing, and you think that your competition will save your life. If you don't adapt yourself to the world that is changing, you will be wiped out. So instead of being lazy and being, say, refuse to adapt to changes, go on YouTube and see what the world is, where the world is going. So does it make sense? I hope. It's incredible. I am talking on the performance because otherwise Facebook will block us. But you understood, okay?
Yeah.
So here we are back. Maybe one I can conduct from home with all people in the world with their I don't know Oculus or special. This I can conduct my second Mahler symphony from my home, and the quality is pretty good. I mean, it's very impressive. We are just at the beginning. Can you imagine what is going to happen in 3 years?
That's true. That's true. It's impressive.
Oh, maybe you can sing, for example, in the Requiem. They will invent some way that you personally you can sing in the Requiem by Verdi.
This is our present reality. You can sing using a normal holographic interactive technology, using, for example, volumetric capture and motion tracking. Then you are at your place, you are singing. We can scan your figure, and then we can capture your motion and your sound with, Dolby technology, surrounded spatial technology, and then we can put you in your virtual environment, and you can sing. Yeah, exactly, live.
I was very surprised just to share the absurdity of the situation. But, well, I have a student, just a private student, a male student with a very beautiful voice, who sometimes comes to have classes with me because he really likes the way I give lessons to him. And to cut the story short, he showed to me that he participates in a sort of competition. I'm not going to name the brand, but it's not so important. So just the concept shocked me, because the program provides the participants of vocal competition with such a great quality of sound and the capacity, the ability to sing almost all the songs in the world. And even if the song is still not available in the program, you can come up with your with the phonogram, with the voice, and the program cuts off the voice, and so you can sing this song in your tonality, in your tempo, for the competition. And you go to the room, and you can adjust some settings to your voice, so to the specific moments of your voice you prefer, and the quality of it is amazing. And I'm not even going to compare it with some technical stuff of a mediocre concert hall, where the people organize some competitions, some contests for professionals and non-professionals. So I was just so deeply impressed. And
impressive.
So his thing, the thing of my student, was to get as much technique of me as he could, to go and to show it all in this contest, that also provides with, I believe, some prizes or some financial background. It's a big it's a big interesting project with quite a with a different possibilities afterwards. So it's not pay or probably to get your way up to the final. It's not the point. The point is to get the audience, to probably to earn money at last, finally. But the point is just to train, to promote your name and everything else. That was something that even for me, let's say, I'm very open to all the kind of things that appeared, but there are so many things that still coming up. So it's quite impossible sometimes to be updated about everything. So that particular story told by my student, for me, it was an amazing discovery.
Yeah, this was really impressive, And I want to add you, do you have any specific strategy to keep up with innovation? For example, many people find their informations, their input in social media app, for example, then in Instagram or Facebook, etc., etc. Others maybe apply to tech newsletters, and they receive information daily on a daily basis. Do you have any particular strategies, or do you have a particular habit to keep up with
yes and no, both actually. I mean, I receive a lot of information from the open sources, like some professional field and everything. But also what I do a lot is just I communicate with people from different other spheres, like spheres of art, spheres of digital art, people of communication. I mean, the specialists from this field who work with business, who promote different kind of projects. So all this communication helps a lot, and I believe that the more you just you spread, you share your life and with people from the different spheres, better it is, because it is just an amazing way to exchange information.
But
exactly.
Yeah, just a second. We are talking now about business. I'm talking also to our friends here. Like, do you know what it means, ROI in business?
Return on investment.
You will say return on investment. I will say return on information.
This is also
nowadays. Who will win in this world? who has the fastest and the best information before the other. So it's very important to be updated every day. Wake up in the morning. Oh my God, I don't have time. Wake up at 5 a.m. and take your phone, develop a phone addiction for good thing, and start to be updated. Go and look for informations, for new channels. Talk with people. I mean, nowadays, how important is networking? Networking is not just to go, going to the restaurant with friends and eat a pizza, whatever you want. It's very important to go with friends in a restaurant to talk about work. This is very well is
Right.
well used. The time is well used. The time. So, Daria, I want to ask you, how important is networking? So, contacting people and create
The network.
your network, a very solid network for a musician. How important it is?
Oh, I think it is the same important. It has the same level of importance as your professional skill and the normal necessity to keep up to the way you do your your musical part of the work. So it's equal. It's as important as everything connected to your professional need.
Yeah.
But Daria, you're absolutely right. It's equally important, like learning how to sing, etc., etc. But what if I am afraid of asking? Maybe I will disturb this person that I want to contact. Maybe I don't want to risk. And if he will tell me no, I'm not interested, or blah blah blah. You see, there is a kind of fear that is infestare, Antonio, come si dice? That it's like a virus inside of ourselves. The virus of the infection of fear, and this fear must be I'd say destroyed.
Well, or at least it should be conquered by the other super idea of connecting people, of being probably just more the idea, I think, is to get rid of this bad habit of a lifelong procrastination.
Yeah, you're right.
We all have this virus in us. I think even the very let's say energetic and powerful and going straight forward people
have ups and downs. It's normal.
Have little moments in their lives and they also procrastinate for some reason or in some field. But that's true that in our classical sphere, this procrastination is quite regular and comes time after time, and many people actually even know about that and would love to do something about that. So I think the first thing to worry about is just to stop procrastinating, and the earlier you will start being more easy to go and say hello and to present yourself and to get a new idea and to try to realize it, the better it is. It comes, you can solve the issue in all spheres of your life, and it means that first you start to to do some sport, then you realize that actually you have a lot of new energy because just you started to do something unusual for yourself. It went well, and probably it will work in the other spheres of my life.
This is really
depends on the character sometimes, because there are people who are so much so happy to explore, to
Extrovert.
going naturally. And there are people who are more modest, who are not so self-confident, and it's okay. It's okay. But if it starts to just to limit your results, and if it starts to scare you a lot, and just it doesn't give you the possibility to realize your projects, here my big advice is just to be more easier about things, easier about presenting yourself, sending an email to a new manager, I don't know, artist, anyone, create a duo with someone, and
Absolutely. What you say, it's fantastic. I always say I'm not, and I will never be tired to repeat this to our friends here, especially our colleagues. You I understand that you can, I mean, feel uncomfortable in talking with people you don't know, and you don't want to learn through the rejection, through the experience. But if you don't want to learn through the experience in the real life, try to do it at home or with your friends. Start
right.
to talk and learn how to handle objections. For example, try to present your project to me, and I try to present my project to you. And while I present, try to tell me we don't have budget. And so, how would you handle this objection? This skill can be learned. It's like playing chess. When you play chess, if you're an amateur, you think what is the next move. A professional chess player knows already 20 moves ahead. Does it make sense? And he's not thinking. He reads, and every day he stay updated, reading what the masters in the past they have done in this particular tournament with this particular move, and so this move, moving the knight in this position, is 90% more effective than taking the bishop from here and move it here. So it's very easy. You need just to practice.
And I want to say one thing, that this is a quote that I think is very effective. It's from a very famous salesman, and he said that if you are feeling that kind of fear when you have to send that email, when you have to reach that person, you have to contact that manager, that specific fear is the message that you have to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to listen to that fear, and you have to do it in any case.
No, but I'm not that kind of person. I don't have time. There is no money. I need to practice. Guys,
I have kids.
I have kids. Are you kidding me? Because you have kids, you have to learn this thing. Because you have a dream, you have to learn this thing. You cannot stay at home and just complain how life is difficult. Take your books. If you don't have books, you have internet. Everything is for free, and start to do the first step. If you have questions, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know where to start, send us a private message to me, to Antonia, to Anna. Send us a message. We will talk with you. We will help you. I just wrote an ebook. I want to sponsor my ebook, but by the way, it's for free.
It's no sponsor, it's for free. Which
Yeah,
sponsor?
it's for free. I wrote this ebook for it's called the Harmony of Wealth, the the entrepreneurial musician path to prosperity. Is for musicians. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to start. They don't know what it means to be an entrepreneur. They were just practicing, and now suddenly they are in the real world after they graduated from a university, and what they received was a diploma, a pair of socks. This is what happened to me in my university. What I received was a pair of socks with the logo of the university, and good luck. Are you? So,
It's a positive message.
write us a message. We will give you a free copy. We will give you a copy of this book, and after you will want to know more. It's like being thirsty. The horse will never drink if he's not thirsty. If the horse is thirsty, will find the water by himself. So
we have the comment
we
from
have a
Alex
comment.
and also
Yes,
from Diego.
yes, it's very important. Alex, how did you create your circle of contacts, Daria? Was it just a natural thing, or were you deliberately searching for the acquaintances outside of your music circle?
This is interesting. Right?
It's an interesting question. I would say I think it is both, because I had. Sorry, it's they're just welcoming.
Somebody
Which happens all the time, but it's always a positive sign. So I think it was both in general, but naturally happening. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, we love our pet friends.
It's part of being
A
live.
couple of minutes more, and then it will be common. So I think in my particular case, I'm quite an open person anyway, and I'm quite interested in knowing people and knowing a lot of things about life in general. And so it was not all the time like that, I would say. So and I think I made some effort to learn myself to be quite easier and ready to communicate with, and to stop having a lot of extra thoughts in my head that probably the person will reject me and or whatever, or so it's again about this procrastination and a lot of doubts about yourself. And yes, I was like that for years, actually, especially during the studies in music school and even conservatory, because it's always when you are surrounded by so many talented people, and you have the image of even genius people like Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, Chopin, I don't know, Verdi, and they're looking at you, and so this is a pressure. You are so pressed. But then you just look right and left, and you see that life is so various that more stress you are, less life you'll see, and less life will touch you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
But Daria, considering that now we have these little dogs with us, I want to ask you one question about them. What happened if you have a frisbee and you throw it to one of your dogs? The dog will go and try to catch it, right?
of course.
Do you think that the dog will be thinking, "Oh my God, what the other dog might think if I don't catch the frisbee"?
Looking at my dogs, because there are two different characters, and at a time they can also be very different. So that's why I sometimes look at the way they behave, and I compare their behavior with some of my psychological reactions to some things. That sometimes they are just interested and not charged with any of the ideas that bother them, and they're just active and excited and easily go and explore. But sometimes, I don't know why, probably hormones, bad day or something, but they can be some situations that where they're a little bit scary, or they do not willingly go and look, or they do not know the subject, or the subject is unknown, it poses some danger or whatever.
Yeah. But Daria, when they are in the process of catching the frisbee, they give all of their souls in when they do it. They are not thinking when they are doing, oh my God, what's going to happen. If they decide that they have to follow a free, so they said they are constantly active. They are very excited. Guys, this is how you should do. Behave like a dog that is trying to catch a frisbee. If you don't catch the frisbee, doesn't matter, there is gonna be always another frisbee. The problem if you always stay in your damn bed.
Right. By the way, you have said a very important thing, because the moment when actually you can catch the frisbee is when you decide to catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is also a very important moment, because that's what I say to me, that, for example, I said okay to a concert, so it's done. So there will be a concert, and the concert will be a success, because I just decided it to be a moment when we will go and share a lot of positive things with our public, with people who will come, and they actually are coming for this. So it's like a decision, and then I'll do everything which will lead this concert to a success, because, well, that's how it.
Exactly. There is a very famous quote about Dan Hardy that's it's saying the goal is reached in the moment, in the right moment in which you are planning how to do it.
Right. And by the way, speaking even about the professional moments, about the interpretation and the technique that sometimes can be quite lost by us, and not by our talent, but our lack of decision to do it right. So it's just when you have decided, okay, this is the note, I'm taking it. This is the brain that works, and you know this. Anna probably knows this word, this term, but it's слышание, right? When we imagine, just briefly, we'll try to translate.
Inner ear, with your inner ear.
Yeah, it's like your inner ear that that broadcast to your brain the already taken note, which is not taken.
Wow, this is really an incredible parallel.
But that's like a preview.
Yeah, exactly.
A note or a phrase or whatever, maybe a piece, a complete play or whatever, or a whole concert. So the more you say to yourself, the more you build up this image.
Your visualization.
Yeah, and the image and the musical image. So two different things, the visual and the audio one. So the better the result is. It's all about psychology, but all about our physical, physical decision.
Exactly. It's a matter of willpower, and it's a matter of capability of visualize the fabric of your reality. It can be sounds, your interpretation. It can be your goal. It can be overcoming your fears. It's everything. I think most of the obstacles that we are facing in life are battles that are in our mind.
But Antonio, in fact, what you say is absolutely right. Also, you, Daria, you said the moment that you decide to do things, guys. Also, this is very important. There is no book or no video that is going to help you if you don't change your thoughts. Imagine you are a glass, okay, and you put into this glass a liquid, and this liquid is some information that you take from books, videos, whatever you want. And imagine that on the top of this glass there is a filter, and this filter are your thoughts, your rooted thoughts. So, for example, if we take a book, me and Anna, the same book will elaborate the informations in different ways. So I will understand one thing and another thing. So if you always say to yourself, I have no time. I have kids. I will never become rich. I will never have success because my parents they told me always this thing. I cannot do this because I am from a certain class or whatever you want. You are cutting your wings. And so, first of all, work on your rooted thoughts. What is the reason that is bringing you to do a certain step? And after, start to go and educate yourself.
Yeah, agree 100%. Yeah. Last question for our friend Daria, because I'm seeing that the time is going.
Dear Ivan, sorry, there is no. Please come to my college and show my professor how to explain what's really
comments.
Dear Ivan, there is no need for me to go to
College,
the
by
college.
the way. Ivan, where is the college? I'm asking Ivan where his college is. Probably will go and bring a masterclass there.
But you know where is the very interesting thing, dear Ivan, is that there is no need that I go to your college. Is the students they will understand that the college is not enough anymore, so they will go somewhere else. That's the most important thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is frozen.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that I said.
it happens.
No, I see it
So-
too.
I think it's a problem of connection. Mhm.
Zagreb, Zagreb.
Are you
No,
here?
okay. No, still frozen.
Daria, can you hear us?
Yes, I hear you very well.
For some reason you are frozen. Can you try to do one thing to go out of the studio and try to come back with the same link I sent you, please?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
so what is Zagreb? You study pedagogy. Ah, okay. Just a second. Daria is here? No, it's not here yet. No. Daria, I think you should go out of the studio.
It's normal in a live stream, having some
Absolutely.
connection.
Anyway, sooner or later, students will realize that what they learn, the traditional education, is not enough anymore, and realize that they can learn basically everything they need for free.
Exactly.
Learning online, you cannot find good informations online. Come on, guys, you can access to books. Videos, the best teacher, professionals,
certified sources of information.
exactly. You don't have to pay a tuition. Can you imagine? And after, how you supposed to pay a massive student loan that you put on your shoulder?
For
that
example,
doesn't exist.
A practical tip. For example, let's start there. I don't have time. One personal advice. For example, I'm getting up very early in the morning. I applied to different newsletters, for example, and I receive them on a daily basis.
Here we are.
Oh, here we are. Okay.
Sorry.
I was saying to our friend practical tip to keep up with information and innovation. For example, personally, I applied to different newsletters and I receive them on a daily basis. Then I wake up very early in the morning and I read my newsletter. And then, guys, everybody... I don't know. I spend time wearing clothes or making up, all this kind of stuff. I'm listening to podcasts. You can take the most from your time.
Of course.
And then, Daria, do you have a practical tip to share with our friend?
I would like to share just one thing. There is an amazing book. You're talking about waking up in the morning. It's called The Miracle Morning by Al Elrod.
I'll write it
It's very, very important. The Miracle Morning. So in the morning, wake up. If you wake up in the morning early, you can make a miracle. It's incredible how you can influence the entire day just by waking up before 1 hour before. You can dedicate that hour to your improvement, to do exercises, to read not newspapers, because that's another kind of
This is
garbage.
another topic.
Right.
Find newsletters. You every day you will be updated. You will receive Telegram channels, le Salon de la Musique Telegram channel. If you are a musician, we can open a newsletter talking about this. For example, what we were talking in the ebook, what I wrote in the ebook, we can take every point and send a newsletter. If you're interested, guys, write in a comment, and go deeply into every topic of the ebook. If you have question also, guys, you can write a message. We are
We
always
always answer. And then
20 hours, by the way, because we are in America. Antonia is in Italy, so
Yeah. we
there
have
is
24 hours available.
24 hours musician support.
24/7.
Exactly.
And then, dear Daria, do you have any practical tip to share with our friend?
Just being a little bit back to the news, which is
Uh-huh.
always a big topic for the discussion. I just wanted to share a very interesting idea, which I also got from one of the podcasts I was listening to, of a very wise lady, came from a political background many years ago, and who now helps to develop physical activity of a lot of people who are doing business or art or whatever. So actually, for every people, she gave to the audience quite an interesting idea and advice about reading news, and about this position about reading news and having a lot of new information coming to you every day. By the way, I read a very lovely post by Francesco recently, who told us about a lot of information in the internet that just sometimes fulfills our heads, and we're just crowded by that, and sometimes it's not so necessary for our real life, but still we get a lot of facts. And so how to maintain this? The idea of this lady was that read once a day, just things that are somehow referent to your work or to your life or to your personal sphere, just to know the global picture of things. And the rest of the time, invest to everything connected to what you do, your business, your mental interests, so some psychological advice, some probably anything, because it's better to develop any of your side instead of wasting your time to some global climate that will never change your life, only for the worse only.
Exactly.
She also provided the audience with a very interesting connotation, with an interesting phrase, or just a concept of doom scrolling. Probably thriller for me, it was a discovery, because that's how I found myself sometimes. Doom scrolling, it's when you
Do you know that there are engineers? They studied how to make it as much as possible. So they want you to develop an addiction, but instead of being a consumer of content, be a creator of content. Develop a very good addiction to the phone. You wake up, take the phone, make a content. You don't have, for example, my personal trainer, our dear friend Roberto. He gave me an incredible idea. But just a second, why don't you record yourself while you do exercise? Make a goal and share with your friends on the salon. But you can say it's not related to music. It doesn't matter. We are performers. Musicians. We need to be in good shape. So maybe let's you can also record, you are a singer, flutist, whatever you want, how you train in the morning, or you record how you cook, how your cooking is connected with the music. I wrote a post recently about the developing of creativity and cooking. So why cooking is related with music. By the way, Rossini was an incredible was exactly was very
He
knowledgeable.
finished his composing career
Yeah,
in his 30s, and then he never composed.
exactly.
No, he came back to composition like years after, but it was not of any success. So his like all his masterpieces he created before 30, and then he just dedicated his life to food
Fantastic.
and enjoyment.
But do you see how many things you can discover?
Yes.
Feeling one aroma, or tasting something that makes you think about one particular place, and also cooking. You immediately can taste the result of your cooking process. So you
Yeah.
say, what can I do to make it better? Maybe I can put more salt. Maybe I can do that. Nobody's judging you. You will try and judge by yourself immediately. So the process of what can I do to make it better, you can also apply it while you practice your prelude and fugue. So,
Absolutely.
and when you do this, record, talk with your friends, contact them. I was thinking about this thing, but I don't know how to contact them. Happy birthday. But it's not my birthday. Just wanted to know if you remember. By the way, how are you?
Right. Great advice, Francesco.
No. Advices and information are just the
Yeah.
liquid. The problem is the filter. So if you don't start, guys, to question what you've been taught, if you don't start to question things, there's nothing we can do. So that's it.
But the most important thing is that we surround ourselves with like-minded people that can really enrich our life. As an important quote said, we are the 5% that we
Exactly.
are surrounding with, and then we are very happy here at Le Salon de la Musique at SM Classic to attract so many like-minded friends and so many aware people, aware artists like you, Daria, really. And we are really honored to have you today here with us, and we are honored to attract all these kind of special human beings and special relationships. Really, thank you a lot to be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And so am I. I'm very honored, happy. And by the way, I would say that I think we met each other also following Francesco's vision of making things with an ease and with an instant connection. Yeah,
exactly.
That's
Cooperation is the key, not competition. Cooperation or connection.
Connection and cooperation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
this is fantastic.
I would like to
Really.
give a last tip. We were talking about people. They have the same kind of mindset. Sometimes, even in families, there are those kind of cannot do guys. You know what I mean? Those person, they say, but you cannot do this. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. But what happen if you do this? And and what happen if it doesn't work? Remove those people from your life, even if they are family members. They are toxic. Okay, so take away them from your life and follow your dreams. It's not just rhetoric. I'll say it's not just talking and saying advices. Really, that's what will make your life change. Surround yourself with people. They always tell you, you will do it. Coraggio. Never give up. I support you. Friends, colleagues. How many colleagues we have? Actually, 90%, 99% of colleagues, they say, "Oh my God, but this thing of social media doesn't work. I go to competition. Why you do that? Internet will not help you." Guys, a word from our sponsors.
Thank you, really.
Thank you.